Right. So if we go back to our WordPress left-hand menu, whatever, have we? Is there anything else that we've not?
Yeah, let's have a quick look. So the other things that we've done, the documents, agendas, minutes, pages, posts, events is this other one, where you can put your council meetings in your calendar.
Yeah, I think I had a little play with that, and I got it all working. But we don't really have a lot of events, so
No.
But I did see how it works together.
Keep doing that with the.
That's you. It's your keyboard.
Okay, so parish council meetings, event category, and organisers. Well, let's call you. Let's get your parish council on there as an organiser. So Bill turn in with Bickerton. Right, let's get that out and put it up here. Yeah, so the event calendar, like most parish councils at the moment, I imagine it's going to be quite quiet. You know, venues and events in the local area are going to be few and far between. But when you want to add a new event in, you can head up to events in the admin area, click on add new, and you give your event a title. So it looks, again, very similar to the pages layout, post layout when you're creating something. Put your title in there, put your event details, and then you fill in your event details below that. So I'm on the 8th of June here. I could choose a time, choose a date, sorry, the start date, end date, and an event time. Choose your location, organisers, event cost, and it's usually all you have to do. And it'll go straight into the event calendar then. And event categories, of course, you've only got one at the moment, but you can have multiple categories for the area if you wanted to. Our agendas and minutes software does automatically add a meeting into the calendar. I don't think it's ever been enabled. So if I have a look at that
well,
now.
I was going to say, I think this is one of the reasons why I had a little play with it quite some time back, that our parish council meetings weren't on the calendar.
Yep. Let's enable that now. So let me show you how that works as well. So if you've looked at the agendas and minutes before, and this might be something I should relay back to Denise as well, but we'll call it a new meeting. You put in your agenda, your minutes, your documents, meeting category, meeting description. Below that now, we've got the event calendar box where it says, check to add this meeting to the event calendar. It shows us our default options, but we can choose different options there as well. So event organizer, event category. It might not be at St. Helens Church. If it's not, back up to events and venues. And in fact, I'm just going to... let's leave that one. Let me put in online.
Well, no, actually, you could go, this is live, isn't it? You can go and add in, because the St. Helens Church is not where we meet really anymore.
Okay.
It is there as an option for us, and we did meet once when we couldn't get in. But the primary location is Tockwith Primary School.
Okay.
There, isn't it? Yeah.
Fab. Okay, let's do that.
That wants to be the default one.
Okay. Okay, sorry. Yeah, let's do that for you as well. Settings, agendas and minutes. So Tockwith Primary School should be your default. Did it again. There we go. Okay, so agendas and minutes. If I add a new one in, yeah, let's carry on editing this new meeting. And I choose, we know that we've just set them all as the default. By me putting default option in there doesn't really help. So in the new version, we've actually, it shows you what the version, what it is.
Yeah.
I think when I first thought of this up, I thought that was a good idea, but actually it's not. Parish council meeting. So venue, let's go with Tockwith then. Yeah. So that's exactly as we left it in the default settings, but just to confirm. Up here on the right hand side, we can choose 8 p.m. It probably won't be, but you know, you can choose whatever the time that is, and it's going to be tomorrow, and I'll publish it. So because we've ticked to add it to that calendar, now it says new meeting event has been created. Please edit this in the events calendar here. So if we ever need to make changes, we have to do it now under the events calendar. We can't change the date or the time here and expect it to update over here in the events. It doesn't link in that way. This is just sort of at the point of time of creating it, it will create that event for you. So under events, we should see it. new meeting.
Right. So just let me understand that. So we set all this up, and then it's decided that we change the meeting to half an hour later. We come in to here where we log in with the agenda and minutes. We might change it there. That would then update it on the sidebar widget, wouldn't it?
So this event here isn't linked to, it's a difficult one to sort of explain, but if I change this time here now, I actually say, well, it's 9 p.m. Okay.
Oh no, sorry, that's in the event section. But I mean, if we went
in the event section, yeah.
If we were updating in the agendas and minutes section, that would update there, wouldn't it?
It would update. Yes, that's right.
Yes.
Right.
But what you're saying is, once you've pushed it down the line, as it were, to events, it won't update it if you make any amendments. I understand. Yeah.
Correct. So back into the events calendar now, we'll see that June the 9th at 9 p.m, Tockwith Primary School. This meeting will be a virtual meeting using Zoom. So it uses the description. So it's using the default description. But if we overrode that with a new description, it would use that at that point of time of creating that meeting.
Mm-hmm.
Find out more, and we can see that actually, it was venue Tockwith, parish council meeting, organizer was us, 9 p.m, June the 9th. Information. So it goes into your calendar that way. We have different views for the calendar as well. You know, you have your standard calendar month view, which looks like that. Shows you there that you've got your new meeting as well. So
what's the default view for
default? I think it's list. I'm not sure why we don't usually promote the list view. Look, personally, I don't like it as much as having a calendar view.
Well, I think when I was getting to grips with the site when it was first released to us, we're working. On one hand, we're not putting anything into the events, so if you don't put anything in, you can't expect to get anything out. However, I think it was the list view. We've got one of the view options. I thought it gives how shall we say, not a very good view of the council. It's to say, well, there's nothing going on in your council because there's nothing to show.
Yeah, I know what you mean. If it's like this, and you've just got a blank calendar.
A blank calendar, yeah.
Yeah, and it looks
maybe it was that one. Maybe that was the default.
And no results found. Yeah, you think, okay, but it's an interesting one.
But we aren't using it really because we don't have a lot going on. Between our two villages.
No, and that's fine. That's fine. I'm just going to have a look at your event settings. Let's skip this. Change maybe the date layout under display. I don't really like it just saying June 8th, so I'd prefer if it said June 8th, like that. I don't really like the date and time separator being the at, kind of like it like that, and my date format being the correct UK format, so 15th of the 1st, 2020, and change those settings for you there. I'm quite happy with that. So hopefully that's okay.
Yeah,
the default view, is list. You can change it to month or day.
All right. You come down into the settings to change that, right? Okay.
That's right. Events, settings, and then display. Let me just set your map up as well to use the default Google Maps key. And you may want to actually go into your venues and add your full address for Tockwith. So your address, city, postal code, phone number. You might want to put that on there. When you put that in, you'll get a map showing up then as well.
Okay.
Right. I don't want that new event to show in the calendar for tomorrow, so I'm going to bin that. And as I say, because it's not linked to the agendas.
Yeah, you can see those two that are there. Those are two that I did when I was testing, and it worked to the display. But I just created them within the events.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah,
that's fine as well.
Yeah. But I mean, if we're not uploading to get the benefit out of that, we would have to be putting in now. Let's say, would we create in the agendas and minutes section draft agendas, or do we just go to events and create the meetings for the year? Because what you're saying is if you go into agendas and minutes and you create a new meeting, and then you put your agenda in, that automatically goes through and creates in events if you've got that flag turned on. But if you don't want to create and because you're not creating an agenda at that time.
It doesn't matter. You can create the entry if you like. So you can create the parish council meeting. So you could add that as a new meeting for your next 12 months if you like.
Right. Okay. Just at the top there, but you're not attaching any files, right?
Exactly that. And you can come back then and edit that meeting, and you edit it because you're doing it based on the meeting date, so you know which one you're editing. And again, our new version gets rid of the American format, which has plagued us for ages and ages and ages. So it will have the UK-based date format. So it will say, rather than 1st of January 1970, 1970-01-01, it will say 01-01 1970. But that I don't know why that's stopped moving that to the bin.
But I suppose the thing to remember there is, if we were to go in, let's say at the beginning of the year, and put in and create 12 entries for agendas and minutes, but not putting any document uploads with them, that would then create all the events within the calendar. However, if we subsequently change a date, we would have to go into the events section and change the date manually.
Absolutely correct.
Yeah. All right, I understand all that. That's fine.
That's right. So some councils like us to, they like to do a year's worth in advance. And I think actually Aberley might be one of those that we just had to look at.
Well, I suppose it just tells people when they are, doesn't it?
Council meetings, yeah, exactly. So I think she's probably already got 20. Oh no, she hasn't. So she's done 2020. All of them are in, and expecting them all to be Zoom meetings up until November.
Now, out of interest, would you know? Do they open that to the public? Because I think they're supposed to be, but we decided that we would have a closed meeting and allow people to ask questions.
They do, yeah. They are open to the public. And contact the clerk for meeting details, Zoom meeting details.
Okay.
Some of them like putting all the details out there on. Let's have a look at this one. Putting all the details out there, but again, I think that's a bit dangerous. Like they've done there. In following the guidelines, this meeting will not be held at the church, but instead online Zoom. Meeting details here, meeting ID, and the password. Now you could go and bomb that if you wanted to.
Yeah.
I think that's a bit risky doing that, but up to them. They're cool. So yeah, it's a difficult one. It's a difficult one because everyone seems to be doing something slightly different.
Yeah, well, ours is very simple. We're not holding any meetings whatsoever.
Very simple, and probably the best way to do it at the moment, I think. Unless you've got something really pressing, really urgent, then you can have your extraordinary meetings that way.
Okay.
So that was agendas, minutes, events, posts, pages. The only other thing, Steve, that I'd really want to spend some time looking at is the councillor side of it.